Hi fellow judges, friends from SVSS. My name is Chi Xiang. So today I'm going to share with you about my business startup, which is something very new in Vietnam, but it's nothing new in Singapore. It's basically my business of how I run it in Singapore, which I want to bring it to Vietnam. Because Vietnam is a developing country, so education is a very important factor that to bring a level up for the kids. And what I realized that my business in Singapore, I was able to create a new vision and a horizon for the people in Vietnam. And I strongly understand that a world of learners where children can gain a passport to the world. And the world is not just a fixated mindset where a lot of Vietnamese are thinking to go to UK or America. Because this is what I realized, that they feel that Singapore is more expensive than studying in US and UK itself, and they are worried about the English skills, and also they are worried about the culture difference that we have surveyed so far during our streets interview. So we're limited to the problems that we have found out. These are the four main problems where they have limited resources to understand where they can study. Because in Vietnam, they have a very close culture. You know, they always will, it's a very well established information that they'll go to the US or the UK itself. But they don't know really about the Asia context where they can actually also excel in their academic and also future prospect. And they find it very difficult to find the information online, and it's time consuming for them to look for relevant agencies to understand the problem and the budget itself. And more importantly is the language barrier. And this is what I faces also when I go for the streets interview. And what here we want to sell here? A virtual consultant chatbot, where we are able to eliminate language barrier, and we are able to provide immediate responses, and it is time saving where the parents don't need to go to physical shop to understand what they want to find out. And more importantly, we have a wide range of information for them to understand where they can go and how they can groom their kids to be a better one in the next generation. And here is what we have, and we managed to get locals, parents to support our ideas, and this is one of the good ones. And based on the statistic, we have 80% of our 30 street interviewers that we went to, that they are very interested in our ideas. So in the market opportunity, because our market, we are trying to target the high learners. You know, those able to go to US or UK itself for now, basically they earn slightly more than USD 3,000 per month. So for now, there are 1,300,000 of Vietnamese studying overseas abroad. And over the years, by the statistic, there is tenfold increase of students every year towards the West. So now we are trying to see how we can take a few percentile of them, which from 12 to 18 years old, high bias is the high income parents, to Asia to study. And based on Ho Chi Minh City, we have 0.2 million population, and we are targeting about 20% of this 0.2 of the 40,000 youth population with the middle and high incomes to use our chatbot. So these are the partners that I have for now. So where we can get them to further to understand what we have, because this is my source of resources that I have in Singapore, and I believe that in Vietnam we can explore even further if I can get to go know more people. And for use of the application, it's $20 per application, and we are targeting at 40,000 population, where we can get, in over a year, we are able to get $0.8 million in profit. And with that, allow my partner Shannon to share with you how we are able to achieve the 0.8 million. Shannon, please.
Hi everyone, I'm Shannon here. Okay, I work on this exciting product that we have come up with on this virtual consultant chatbot. Okay, we have mocked up an experiment during the last few days. We actually mocked up we got the contacts from the parents, and then we moved in to do the WhatsApp and the Zalo, the local WhatsApp functions on the apps. And we actually reply them with questions they ask immediately, even there's one of the days from the morning about 9, there are questions floating into our WhatsApp. Then we address the questions, queries they have from the context we got from the experiment during the interview, straight interview. So we did have our team here to actually come up with a website. Of course, that shows only a help desk currently. We do have. In future, we're looking for this virtual consultant of chatbots. And what the product that we can offer here is not just a common chatbot that you see. It can go in depth to address if I want to look for a school, how the school will be looking at, and then it's 360 view about the school information. And if I say my current situation, my child have that kind of academic results with the current information, what can I actually guide her and prepare him that I want to send him overseas to study in a few months' time, 1 year's time. So we are able to diagnose the current academic needs of your child. What can we do? And even we have a platform to show your results. Whatever queries in depth that they ask, we are able to go even further into diagnose for them. How Singapore is like, how much it costs, everything. The click itself, we can answer and address all the queries. Alright, so how do we get and go to market? Okay, so we have straight marketing using flyers. Apart from them, we do interviews. We already got 30 of them out of 30, 80% still inquires about how we do it. So of course, we are looking more even through the social media, Facebook, and going out with partnering in school, which we really have some business partner right now with school with the expansion, right? So in comparison with the current two other agencies in Vietnam right now, we happens to find that there's no chatbots right now, and we could offer emails, queries, virtual tour of everything, academic analysis, and also everything is bilingual, which I have a very strong team partner here that she knows 5 languages. It's affordable because it's just $20 you can equip with all the information you need. Alright, so with the advantages, of course, we, like what I have addressed earlier on, the resources valuable because we really have the information in the baseline in Singapore right now, and connection with the Vietnamese students right here, and all the queries we have. And this is our fantastic team here. Of course, we are with 5 of us, so everyone is on a high level of energy that we have been on the first few days. Alright, so what is call to the action right now? We need 100K. Okay, thank you. And the 40K will sign up, and we are able to have revenue of 8 million. This one's our Q&A.
Congratulations, a very, very impressive presentation. And I have 2 questions I want to ask. First, how do students trust your information that you provide through your app? How do students trust them? Is it clear? How do students
trust my information, right? I think because we didn't able to show the website, so for myself, for the information that we have, right, because I'm in the business for about 5 years in this related field of education. So with that, right, actually, if just now we go back to the slide, we try to do a mock-up. How I do? Okay. You look at the background of this slide, right? Actually, we can hyperlink it to our Singapore website, where you can show accreditation of what are the other schools that we have, and back some more. Because in Singapore, I'm the official agent for AIS, SIS, and CIS itself. So all these are concrete information that you're able to link up. If you go to the website, you're able to see my company in the center, the orange one. The one no need to fake. So with that, we are well established. So when we come here, I believe that I'm very new to Vietnam, seriously. This is my first time here. So what we can offer is accurate and reliable resources that you want to find out more about. Asia. Because my current business context is never in Vietnam, because first thing first, I don't know the language. So my main business is from China itself, where we use WeChat, you know. So in here, because it's a tech startup, so for what I understand, that we need to do some chatbot and stuff to get this running itself, which I think is quite new and which I wish to try. But I believe that in education ways, right, end up chatbot is just a fundamental. But ultimately, all the parents want to face-to-face to meet up with whichever the agencies to understand what are the pros and cons, rather than everything is on virtual. You see, yeah.
Okay, thank you for your answer. And just a reminder that in Vietnam, if you want to get the trusted information, is you will face challenge to get. In Vietnam, you will face challenge to get trusted information from authorized organization. Trusted, yeah. It's not easy to get information in Vietnam that people can trust. Okay, so I have a second question is that how, just in case you can get trusted information, and the second challenge, I think that how do you keep those information up to date?
What kind of information?
For instance, what if today I read some information very useful to myself, but the next day, tomorrow, the organization that provided that information had changed the new information, the new policy,
I think
for example.
Policy, you were talking about policy, okay?
Yeah, everything, because you provide information for studying abroad.
Yes.
So those type of information is very important.
For Asian context, right, if you look into the education of the schools and policy itself, it doesn't fluctuate much. More of it we talk about is the student pass visa, which the immigration will allow. Yeah, that may fluctuate amongst, from the financial year of a country to country itself. But nevertheless, these are minimum amounts. So we can actually update it according to the parents through the chatbot, or when they're really using our chatbot, we can update them if you are interested to go China, or you are interested to go Singapore, or you are even interested to go Hong Kong, where these are my connections. We're able to update. But definitely nobody wants to go Hong Kong now, right? So this will appear in the news itself, where it's more relevant and people are more accepting. And whether it is trustworthy, it's all over the world. The news for Hong Kong current situation. You will say something like that.
To validate the real-time information, whether it's a trusted one, we hope that we have a system and overnight we keep on updating. So it is how robust this chatbot we are looking for, that we have an overnight to cycle the real-time to update and keep updating. It's 24/7 that we have a short maintenance system that we are able to run it through to get the trusted information. Alright, also, of course, we are able to support in a way that if they say they need learning face-to-face, we can real-time on the chatbot with the person talking to them. Alright, so information we will still get by and tell them what they need.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I have one question. Do we still have time? I have a hard time getting my head around the fact that how can a chatbot compete with the brick and mortar agencies, which are very pervasive here in Vietnam, especially in big cities. And as you mentioned a couple of times, Vietnamese parents like face-to-face meeting with a consultant. So how a chatbot? Let's say that your chatbot is really smart, which I doubt. So how can you compete with the brick and mortar agencies?
Please let me to answer these questions. For the chatbot here, it's only the tool for us to do the business. And we have the false business like this. For the normal agencies, they just give the draw information for the student to know what is studying in Singapore, what is the tuition fee, and something else like this. But for our services, we will give them a full process from the first step and then prepare them for study. And any step will will be linked to the chatbot. Like what I'm studying here, my parents will know through the chatbot. Like through every step. And after the student can go to Singapore, the student in Singapore can connect to their parents by the chatbot. And after this, we can give something offer for the employment in Singapore for their parents. That's why we link every process into chatbot. It's not only a normal chatbot only for us and answers or some raw information. That's why this is our competitive advantage.
Thank you for your presentation, and you've done very well. Thank you. And next,